Hello, everybody, and welcome in again to the Jud Dryden Show. I'm your host, Bill Anderson. Alongside me, the head football coach at Shelbyville Central High School, Jud Dryden. Coach, off week this week, but I want to start with something else. I want to start with Harris Middle School and congratulate Coach Evans and Coach Kennedy and the boys.
Yeah.
They won the championship.
They
Congratulations.
did, yeah. Oh, no doubt. Congratulations to them. They've had another outstanding season. I believe that's 3 in a row that they've played 4-1, and it's amazing to see how things are starting to develop at the younger levels and all the way up through to them, and then slowly rolling into us. And we feel like we're on the verge of doing something special as a full program, and that's been the great thing about it. They've been an integral part of the program development from top to bottom, with getting the players in the weight room in the off season and letting us, and allowing us to work with them and help them. So we are incredibly excited and very, very happy with them, and so proud of them and those boys and how they work and what they do.
Coach, I was around during the Jay Thaxton years. I did the radio here for, I don't know, 11 years under Coach Thaxton. And one of the difficulties for him was he had a great program, and it lasted over a decade, but he never had the junior high with him. He always had someone running something different on offense and defense. Tell everybody out there how big it is to have these two, the guys that work with you, and how good it is for the kids. I just think it's how you build what is a program.
Well, and they're the bridge. I mean, they're the bridge between Harris Middle is the bridge between our youth leagues and our high school, and the same with Zeke Thomaselli and Liberty. They are the bridge, and without them in place and without them on board with what we do, we struggle, and we have to overcome those things. So it's one less large obstacle that we don't have to worry about. And it's not only that they're doing that job there, but they're all part of what we do at the high school on Friday nights. And you have them come to our practices, you have them coming and still coaching our guys. And so every little piece that they learn and that they soak in from what we do, they take back and apply it to their guys at their level, and it just continually builds. And to have that continuity from D1 all the way through to D3 to middle school to freshman JV and varsity, it's huge, and it saves so much time, and it allows us to build out what we do at the top end.
And what was impressive about them, we had them on before. We're going to have them on again Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. Both the coaches, and it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to have them.
They're sharp as can be.
When they talk about this to me, walking the hallways and encouraging kids to play football.
Yep. And that's David Evans in a nutshell.
Yes, it is.
He's
impressive.
Kids. He is. And those kids love playing for him. Blake does a great job. They also have one of our former players that played for me as a senior, Steven Sims.
Oh, good.
From a few years back. He's helping as well. And so it's just big. And then, not just Harris, but again, Liberty.
Right.
We had 3 of our current players go help them for their season this year and help Coach Thomaselli and his staff. So it's and then to see the key here, though, is to see Liberty and Harris working together.
That's awesome.
They came together for a scrimmage for the first time at the beginning of the year. They and like I said, it's not just Shelbyville Central. It's not just Harris. It's not just Liberty. It's all of us on the same page, working for the same goals, and it's been amazing to watch.
I want to give a shout out to Patrick Hasey, the principal, athletic minded, like Charlie Pope, athletic minded. You've been around this a long time.
I have.
Does it make a difference when your principal's athletic minded?
Oh, when you have the principal and the upper administration at the central office on board with what you're doing and how you're doing
as well.
When you have those things, it creates a climate in and of itself that immediately spurs a certain kind of culture. When they are invested in you and what you're doing, they get rid of a lot of other obstacles that could possibly come up. They make things happen for us and all of our athletics. They make things happen for us. They pave the way for us to be able to do our jobs. And the biggest thing is they recognize the positive impact that athletics as a whole has on a high school culture and its climate.
Right down to the classroom.
Right down the classroom.
Absolutely.
And they know that all of their head coaches are pseudo administrators when it comes to, or deans of students, I guess, from back in our day. We're right there to support them in both the academic work and making sure it's getting done. We're right there to support them in the attendance and the behavior issues and all those things that are important to the principals are important to us for the young men and women that we have in our programs. And to a one, every program at Central is devoted to those things. And it is, it's one of the reasons why whenever Coach Pope asked me to take on this co-athletic director role, it's one of the things that that I loved about it, to be able to take it, was that everybody's on the same page. And so all the expectations are there. So yeah, whether it be Mr. Hasty, whether it be Coach Pope, or any of the others, when they are on board with athletics, it allows us to do nothing more than enhance what they want within the school culture.
The Coach Dryden Show, as always, is brought to you by SLC Firearms, 931-684-5731. It's at 917 North Main Street right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, inside of Shelbyville Lumber. They've got a really nice website I haven't mentioned. I'm going to mention today. SLC Firearms, LLC.com. Check it out. You can see photos of everything. And one big thing they carry is Hornady ammo. And this is from my 17. I bought a Savage down there from Mike and Chris Cartwright, a Savage 17. It's a sweet shooting gun, Coach.
You were talking about that earlier. What you got to tell me what the secret is, because I struggle.
Well, the secret, I think, was when I got the gun, is I had the man, the myth, and the legend, Rick Epperson, sighted in for me. And as always, Rick, I want to give you a shout out on the Coach Dryden Show. We always love to say hi to Rick Epperson. Check out Mike. Check out Chris. I'm telling you, they got good stuff. It's locally owned and operated. It's a nice gun store. You won't find one better. Go in Shelbyville Lumber. Keep going. Keep going. You hit the plumbing section. Hang a right, and you're right there. And go in and check them out. They've got all sorts of stuff in there for you. And tomorrow night, I'm going to be on special assignment. David Thomas is going to do the Coach Grimm Show.
Oh,
I'm going to take your place in the skybox tomorrow night that you took of mine at the other game.
See, that wasn't my place to take. No, so it was. We were blessed to be a
guest. It's really nice up there.
It was great for us.
Great environment, good fun. I hope the kids had a good time.
So they did. They were beside themselves. I've got a picture of my little one with Lightning, and he's got the biggest smile, biggest, brightest smile you've ever seen on a young man. So he enjoyed it. My little girl enjoyed it.
And it's just nice to get my 18-year-old's a freshman at MTSU. You'd actually want to go somewhere with their mom and daddy.
There you go.
You know, we're at the age now where we're not cool anymore.
I got you.
Well, Coach, you've had a bye week. What did we get done in the bye week? Were we able to heal some folks up, put some new stuff in, coming into the stretch run of the region?
All the above, plus we were able to fix some things that we had seen before. We were able to, offensive line wise, we'd had one scheme that we were struggling with a little bit, so we were able to get a deep dive into that, and we were able to install some stuff that kind of the next step in a few things on both sides of the ball in the kicking game, and then watching, then some of our guys healing up, like you said, it was. We had a pretty good stretch of games and scrimmages right there, and to have that bye week happen when it did was a true blessing.
Nice to have some fresh legs.
Absolutely.
Spring Hill's coming up. Big ball game. They're 2-5, but let me tell you what, they gave Columbia all they wanted.
They did.
They lost 20-17, but Spring Hill played well.
Yeah. They did, and so that was an eye opener for our young men.
I bet it was.
They all of a sudden realized that there's a ball game coming up, and so it's been that kind of week of practice so far. Now you have the daily homecoming hangover where there's so many other things going on right now that you have to get them refocused. And we feel
like had ACT and a lot of things going on this week.
Today. We had practice ACT today. We had all of our younger players were in virtual all day, and our seniors took the ACT. So yeah, it was one of those days with a whole lot of distraction, so to speak. And so just getting them zero back in and focused. We had a great practice yesterday. I feel like we're a day ahead in a lot of ways. We had a Tuesday type practice on Monday. Felt like today was a little more like a Wednesday. So we're hoping tomorrow has a really good look and feel to it so that we can polish up on Thursday.
Spring Hill and Shelbyville will be right here at the high school at 7:00, and I'm assuming we'll have a food truck or two, maybe.
Oh, there'll be more than one or two, I'd imagine. Those ladies with Booster Club, it is truly Food Truck Friday at the home games.
Some other scores. We'll go over some other scores just from the region. Lawrence County, Tullahoma beats them 41-6. Lincoln County beats, and that's an upcoming opponent for Shelbyville, one of your former opponents, Franklin County, 28-24.
Yeah, and So we we've got to be ready for this next stretch run. There, it's even though records are 500 or less right now, it's everybody. Dan Campbell with the Lions said it best over the weekend. When you go from hunted to hunter,
right,
you got to be ready. And so, and you want to let them come on. And that's been the attitude that our guys have had so far this week. And we need to live up to that. We need to play better, even when the record of an opponent says that we might not be, we might be able to.
How important is a coach in a game that even Friday night, to get to a really good start early in the ball game, and don't let the other team think they can do something if you can get on them quick.
Oh, well,
the fast start's important.
Yeah, and it goes back to momentum. Momentum is a real thing, especially when you're on the road. But momentum is a real thing. It allows a team to kind of impress upon the other team what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. But at the same time, if you don't carry the momentum, then you're in for a dogfight. And so coming out early, like you go back to the Franklin County game, not at any moment did we think that we were in trouble during that first series when we were on defense. We knew how they scored. We knew that we allowed that to happen.
But
so
it gave them
nothing,
confidence.
It did, but at the same time, we came off still confident. Nothing had rocked us yet. And so our guys just simply came off, no more, and pretty much made that happen. And then on offense, to be able to respond the way we did, and special teams wise. And so it was an overall good game for us against Franklin County, in that even though there were mistakes made and you can fuss at whoever and however, even though none of that's within your control. So what we saw our boys do was maintain control of what they could control and not allow the uncontrollables to dictate the game. And that's what we have to be able to do every game.
Coach, we're coming up on something here. You got a big ball game against Dr. Garrett's alma mater. And I believe there was a smoke machine talked about here.
Yeah, something about a smoke machine on the table, when with the wind. So we
and I'm sure Dr. Garrett appreciates the shout out of me bringing that back up.
I'm sure she does. And so we'll see how the shout out's appreciated a week from now.
Absolutely.
But no, we're excited. I mean, we talked earlier about administrations, and she has been so incredibly supportive of us.
She loves athletics.
And she has done some things that she didn't have to for us. And that you just don't forget those things. And knowing that you have that kind of support at that level is big.
Today's show is brought to you by SLC Firearms inside of Shelbyville Lumber, 931-684-5731, 917 North Main Street, right here in Shelbyville. Website is slcfirearmsllc.com, and they got Hornady ammo. Hard to find that Hornady ammo. Coach, last thing I want to hit on is let's talk about we're into October.
We are.
We've got our fish fry coming up on the 20th.
It still feels like August,
doesn't it? But it's getting close.
I know.
We need to tell everybody they need to come out for this thing on the 20th.
They do, and we're excited. It's the tickets are selling right now. Every player has tickets available. I know there's some that are still out there as well that our players don't have. For that price of $15, you're going to get one heck of a spread.
Yeah, you are.
It is. I would guess that at a restaurant we're talking $20 worth of food, or
25
more.
or 30.
It just from the way it sounds like it's playing out and panning out. So we're excited to be able to
give
that.
And we'll do it again Saturday morning right here on the show. We're going to give away with a trivia question, 2 more tickets. And David Thomas had a nice little trivia question.
Man, I heard about
that. It was pretty nice.
So Miss Mary Lynn, I couldn't believe that she could. I may have to buy hers. I'm not letting you guys do it because she was dead on.
It was quick. And
that was the guide,
question. I said, David, there's no way anybody's going to know this. And
you got to understand, guidance counselors don't work on nicknames. They work on real names. So, I mean, there's no getting out of that. I mean,
Pork Chop was the name we were looking for anyway.
I know, but
I did get a shout out from the Darden family that Malcolm Darden also played pro football, and I had forgotten about that. The Cincinnati Bengals had played here, and I had forgot about that. The Darden family reached out to me and said, "Well, Malcolm played," and I had forgotten all about him playing pro football. But we'll have a trivia question this Saturday morning at 9:00. Tomorrow night, Coach Grooms, Coach Eddie will be on. David Thomas will be your host because I will be going to the MTSU game with my family, and in the Shovel Lumber Skybox with Mike Matusik and Carissa. Nice people, nice folks. I hope Mr. Tony's there. Always good to see Tony Matusik as well. Fish fries coming up. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind Saturday morning, guys. We're going to have the Harris coaches here, and we're going to talk to Coach Evans, Coach Kennedy, and really thank the guys for the job they did and the kids, and another nice championship for Harris.
Sure.
And there's more talent coming. That's
There
the good
is.
news here.
Yeah.
We're on the football's on the upswing in Shelbyville.
We are, and it's exciting to watch. And I being the head high school coach or head coach at the high school, you get talking. How do I want to put this? People are constantly patting you on the back for what's happening on the field and things like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, without those guys like that in the youth leagues and the middle schools and what they're doing, it's 1,000 times harder for us to do our jobs. And they have made everything a smooth transition. And like I said, I can't thank them enough for what the guys at Harris and the guys at Liberty and in both youth leagues have done for us. And we're excited about the future.
Food Truck Friday, 7 o'clock, Shelbyville Central High School. They're playing Spring Hill, Dr. Garrett's alma mater. There's a smoke machine steak here. Everybody get out and support the Golden Eagles. Don't forget about the fish fry. Don't forget about Saturday morning. We're going to give away 2 tickets to it at 9 a.m. right here live on Bedford County Sports Live at 9 o'clock. For Coach Dryden, I'm Bill Anderson. I'll see you guys right here next week.